2024 has been a momentous year in the multi-tool world. There's been a lot of advances, there's been a lot of disappointments, and also a lot of wins. Let's go ahead, talk about the 5 best multi-tools that have come out of 2024. The first one I want to talk about is the Multipur. Even though it has a weird name, this happens to be, I think, one of the best all-around tools to come out of 2024. And there are about 4 reasons why it is actually, in some aspects, better than the tool it copies, the Leatherman Surge. On the outside, we do notice it has textured handles. There are wire cutters that are nitride covered, a great set of pliers, knife, T-shank adapter, the serrated blade, and the scissors. Now, when we talk about ways that is actually better than the Leatherman Surge, I think there's 2 ways we can see right on the outside of this tool. The first way is that this actually has the cutting hook so that you can cut zip ties. On the other side, we have a Damascus blade, which arguably could be a little bit better than the Leatherman Surge. On the inside, we find a couple more reasons. The first reason is this really great 1/4-inch bit driver. While the Leatherman Surge, for such a big tool, has a very slim proprietary bit, Leatherman bit, you'll notice that this Multipur tool has this 1/4-inch bit driver, which does lock just one position, but you can use all kinds of bits and extenders with this very easy to use 1/4-inch bits. On the other side, we have a lot of tools: the can opener, wire stripper, there is the micro driver, the large screwdriver, the awl. Most of these are very similar to what the Leatherman has, except this micro driver. That's another reason the Multipur is different, but I'm not really counting that as an advantage, because some will prefer the screwdriver the Leatherman Surge has as being a little bit tougher, heavy duty. The last reason why the Multipur could be actually better than the Leatherman Surge is because of its price, coming in at $40 to $50 on sale, as opposed to Leatherman Surge being $150. Keep in mind, you get a Leatherman Surge tool for the price of a Leatherman Bond. That is a huge, huge advantage for those of you wanting a heavy-duty multi-tool that's budget. This is a great tool. The next tool that came out this year that is a fantastic option is the Rock Tool Gen R. Now, the main reason for this is it has the VG10 knife blade. I think that is a huge reason why it is superior to a lot of the other budget options. If the knife blade is done right, it may be better even than the Leatherman Wave knife blade. The saw on this side, the scissors on this side, then the serrated blade, again with the cutting hook on this side. We have the pocket clip, great set of pliers, wire cutters, crimpers at the bottom. One thing to notice about the pliers are that these are the Leatherman Arc style pliers. Whenever you see, I believe on these 2 sets like stainless china, it's more the Leatherman Arc style. I've noticed that the other Leatherman Wave pattern ones just have almost a continuous loop right here. When we look at the inside of the tools, these have a really good tool set, mimicking a lot of the tools you'll see in a Leatherman Wave or Leatherman Charge. Can opener, wire stripper, large screwdriver, this micro double-sided screwdriver, the awl. We do have a diamond file and another file, but it is very small with what looks like a screwdriver bit. There is a 1/4-inch bit driver. All these tools lock. Really a fantastic option for around the $50 price point. Sometimes you can get these closer to the $40 range as well. I think this is one of the top of the class budget options. If you feel like you can't afford a Leatherman Wave, this is probably the tool you want to buy, a really good tool that has come out in 2024. The third tool we have to talk about is the Roxxon Flex. This burst onto the scene early in 2024. A couple months in, it was available for sale. This is the best modular platform I have run across to date. You have all kinds of tools available for it, and Roxxon just keeps expanding that lineup. These tools are very easy to exchange. You slip them out, you slip them back in, you lock them, you unlock them. If you want to, you lock the tool handle so they don't slide out. Really, really nice. Then by later in the year, there was the locking 1/4-inch bit driver. Very cool tool. Along with so many options, we do now have the knife that is right or left-handed, one-handed knife for the Flex and the Flex Companion. That's the next one we'll talk about. The Flex Companion also burst on the scene. Here's this one-handed knife. So many cool tools. Roxxon just amazes me with how their innovation just rolls on. They come out with new tools quicker than most other tools companies that I have seen. This is the 1/4-inch bit driver for their Flex Companion. I really like this tool. Great little pocket clip. These were fantastic tools. They still are to this day. Really great modular tool sets, really innovating the multi-tool field. And I've had many talks with their owner, and he said that is exactly what he wanted to do. The owner of Roxxon, he said he wanted to shake up the multi-tool field, and I think he has succeeded in 2024. I just talked about this tool in my last video, but I think I have to choose this as the fifth tool that has really shaken up the field, offered something unique and different to people, the Next Torch Pioneer. Why is that? Because we have never seen a tool done this well with such a huge, beefy pair of scissors, also a pair of pliers where you can replace the wire cutters, spring-loaded pliers at that, not just normal pliers. Then when we wrap this all up, we've got a great pocket clip, handcuff cutter, the screwdriver that you can take off as I showed in the last video, rope cutter. Here's the modular, let's see if I get this just right, modular screwdriver. Really cool design on this tool. A lot of tools, knife, saw, oxygen wrench, all kinds of tools. Really fantastic tool. It is $100, but for $100 you get a lot more than other tool companies offer you for that amount. If you're an EMT in the emergency services, perhaps maybe you are into the outdoors, maybe you're in rescue, like a forest ranger, I could see something like this being very valuable to them. I think this was a great tool to come out in 2024. Next Tool, Next Torch, they're just doing a fantastic job. Really, really appreciate this tool. Now, that's not all. I want to do 3 honorable mentions to several other tools that have burst onto the scene in 2024. While the Day Camping DL7 did not make it to my top 5 because I feel like the Rock Tool Gen R is actually a better option with that better blade, I really do like the SQT, the Day Camping designs. You have this really fantastic, again, Leatherman Arc style plier head, replaceable cutters, crimpers at the bottom, 1/4-inch bit driver, really great tool set inside, file, diamond file, all micro bit driver, large screwdriver, can opener, wire stripper, the serrated blade, the cutting hook, the knife, saw, the great set of scissors. Leatherman, or not Leatherman, titanium scales. I think this was a great release. It really gave people that cannot afford a Leatherman TTI charge another tool that they could buy, and I think that's pretty cool. One of the things that Nextool did so great with the E1 is it is tool dense and it is small. It is very lightweight, pocket clip, Leatherman style bit holder, scalpel, exchanger, nice set of scissors, knife, file. You have a lot of pretty cool tools in a very small package. This was another great tool release in 2024. The last one I want to talk about is the Dikoyu Shadow. Even though it is obviously a very strong representation of a Leatherman signal, I think for about $20, it is hard to get a tool for $20 quite as good as this one. We've got replaceable wire cutters, hammer end. You can actually use the bit on the end, or we have this. We've got the clip, whistle, ferro rod right here. I've got to remember, there we go. That's how that works. Let's close this up. Look at some of these tools. Knife, saw, put this one back properly in its place. There we go. Open this up on this side. Can opener, wire stripper, all. Then there is the file screwdriver. Now with the bit driver, you do get bits. Unfortunately, these were 5mm. I would have loved for them to be either 4mm or 1/4 inch. I do believe the Dikoyu, he talked about that they will be changing that perhaps in the future on some of their other tools. We can hope maybe that will apply to this one as well. I think it ended up to be a fantastic tool. Another great tool in 2024. It is a little bit different than the Leatherman Signal. It's not exactly the same. And if you have enjoyed some of the Leatherman Waves, some of the Leatherman Surge clones, this one is another great one that you can buy. As you can see right here, 2024 was not a year for Leatherman, Gerber, some of the other name brands. Rather, it was a year for Nextool, Roxxon, and some of the lesser known brands on AliExpress and Amazon. We saw a lot of innovation from them. Some might say they were just clones, but they were more than clones. They actually tried to take things a step further and be better than the tool they imitated. With Roxxon and Nextool, they actually thought outside of the box and moved to newer platforms that Leatherman and Gerber were too afraid to try. It was great to see them do that. I don't know what 2025 will hold. I'm excited, looking forward to it. Stay tuned to the channel. We've got a lot more coming your way.